In this version of A Tale as Old as Time, a film that is so shite. Sorry. So, Belle friend-zones her brother's friend, Avenant, as she wishes to remain home to take care of her father. He soon, however, enters debt and on a journey through the forest gets lost and bumps into this Furby-looking gremlins creature. I mean, this terrifying, horrifying monster. The Beast threatens to murder him. I guess it's supposed to be a threat, but he says it also calmly and there's no intimidation whatsoever. Try watching this and taking it seriously.
La bête vous ordonne de vous taire. Vous avez volé mes roses et vous mourrez.
No. The Beast offers a trade and to have one of his daughters instead. Yes, Belle has two horrible sisters who treat her like shit in this one, and he doesn't choose either of them. I don't even understand. The Beast allows him to ride off to make the trade, so why can't he just, you know, not go back? You've got a horse. You've left. Just go. Don't come back. He tells everyone what he saw, and unlike the more realistic version of the story, everyone here believes him. They believe him right away, and Belle offers to take his place, which he agrees to. Who the hell would agree to their daughter being held captive by this apparent scary beast? Except maybe the father of my girlfriend's child. So Belle takes his place, which would logically mean that she'd be killed instead of her father, but instead just, nope, magical shit happens, they inspire scenes for paranormal activity, and after about 12 seconds together, the beast proposes to her. Yes, really. She declines, but for some reason starts to gain feelings. No, there's like no development here, and we'll get to that. The villagers want to kill him, he has a secret treasure that they try to steal, and then the beast turns back into a human, which is her brother's friend from the start of the movie. Think it makes no sense? You're right. The film was released in France on October 29th, 1946, but not worldwide until December 1947, premiering in New York City. Jean Marais, who played the Beast, was so nervous at the movie's first screening that he actually took his good friend Marlene Dietrich with him. As the film played, he held her hand so tightly, terrified of the feedback the picture would get, but luckily for him, the response was very enthusiastic. It's a priceless fabric of subtle images, a fabric of gorgeous visual metaphors, of undulating movements and rhythmic pace, of hypnotic sounds and music, of casually congealing ideas. The dialogue in French is spare and simple, with the story largely told in pantomime, and the music of Georges Auric accompanies the dreamy, fitful moods. The settings are likewise expressive, many of the exteriors having been filmed for rare architectural vignettes at Rare, one of the most beautiful palaces and parks in all of France. And the costumes too, by Christian Bérard and Escoffier, are exquisite affairs, glittering and imaginative. The film is a wondrous spectacle for children of any language and quite a treat for their parents too. However, Cocteau makes about half hour too much of a good thing, and few things power like a dream that cannot be shaken off. It's one of the most magical of all films. It's a fantasy alive with trick shots and astonishing effects, giving us a beast who is lonely like a man and misunderstood like an animal. The film's visual opulence is both appealing and problematic. It's full of baroque interiors, elegant costumes and overwrought jewelry. Even tears turn to diamonds. The film is all surface and undermines its own don't trust a pretty face and anti-greed themes at every turn. Roger Ebert added it to his great movies list. Robert Osborne, who hosted Turner Classic Movies, listed it as one of his all-time favorites, and Empire magazine ranked it 26th in the 100 best films of world cinema. Despite interpreting this classic story differently, this particular version was also adapted further in 1970 by Jacques Demy under the title of Donkey Skin, a musical but with an incestuous angle allowing a widowed king to marry his own daughter. Because that's one thing this version was missing. Did Vince McMahon write that? The film makes many references to this original, and in 1983, Stevie Nicks wrote a ballad called Beauty and the Beast with this particular movie playing on the screen behind her. The 14th episode of Fairy Tale Theatre in 1984 was an homage adaptation copying many visual elements and even starring Susan Sarandon as Belle and Klaus Kinski as the Beast. In 1994, we even got an opera version under the same title by composer Philip Glass, and in 2003, the American miniseries Angels in America used a dream sequence to duplicate the exact design of the castle and even showed a character reading a book about this film's own director. And I think this film is poop. Like really bad poop. You know when you got diarrhea and it's not really solid, it's just liquidy, your butt just opens up like a crater, it just goes gushing out and you feel really sick. Just don't get me wrong, for its time, the cinematography is astoundingly impressive. The movie relies solely on tremendous visuals, a whimsical musical score, and really revolutionary for its time filmmaking techniques rather than the script itself, and many minutes pass without any dialogue whatsoever, but even that stops in the third act. The cool imagery completely disappears and then they suddenly try to deliver a story, but it's far too late and you've already lost interest.
Vous ne vous ennuyez pas trop.
Minor. I mean, it seems like it was doomed from the very beginning. This is the very first thing that we see.
Moteur. La tour. La belle et la belle. Un, première fois. Coupé. Une minute.
What was that? What was the point of that? Was it symbolism? Because the movie is basically a 90-minute blooper?
Le diable vous éclabousse et vous couvre de crottes.
How old are you? My son is 6 and even he will be calling you immature for that. Hey, Eric, give me that.
I hate you!
I hope the devil throws his poo on you.
Grow up!
I also love how confidently he says it too, like he just said the greatest Schwarzenegger one-liner ever recorded.
Qui se tiennent pour dire. Allez, crapule, vide les lieux.
Quite possibly the worst, the most unconvincing punch ever put to film.
Rapportez-moi une rose, car il n'en vient pas ici.
Ha! Film Brain's been teaching them the art of fake and unconvincing laughter. This is a prime example of the film Shining. The lighting, the set, the shots, and the dark imagery is also impressive and really gives off this creepy atmosphere. The music complements it all so well, and some shots are terrific. And just when you think Belle's father is about to be confronted by the beast, he doesn't. He goes outside and explores some more. It builds suspense and tension really well, but all of that is destroyed when you actually see the monster. I'm not even just talking about how unscary he looks either. Look at how they reveal him.
Alors, cher monsieur.
Really? That was it? That was the big dramatic reveal of this supposed scary creature?
Alors.
Like, let's ignore him jumping out like a school child hiding in a bush trying to startle his friends. But his line as well?
Alors.
Can you imagine John Carpenter introducing Michael Myers in this way? Hello! This good knife!
Il se trouve que ce simple vol mérite la mort.
What, from laughter? When he lets Belle's dad run off to retrieve his daughter, which still makes no sense, he follows to keep an eye on him. Still, he's outnumbered. Belle's dad could just not go back. But anyway, I don't like this. It ruins the mystery of the character, and I can't take him seriously hiding in a bush like a child trying to find out what his parents bought him for Christmas. And when Belle finally meets the beast, this is fucking hilarious!
Où allez-vous?
The gasp, his face, the unconvincing feint, and no, the year isn't an excuse, because the Wolfman, Dracula, these all came out before it, and they looked fucking amazing! The Beast doesn't look scary, and I'm baffled as to how many films have failed to do this right. The animated version is the only one that's managed to nail it. The new one, it looks like a cute dog, and has the voice of a rich snob.
She's the daughter of a common thief.
Yes, Belle, how about a spot of tea before I rip out your father's spinal cord? And in 2014, there was another French remake, and again, he looked like a cute, fuzzy, wuzzy gerbil. But the makeup here, which amazingly took 5 hours to apply, it just looks funny. They originally were going to go for a deer design before deciding on the more predatory look instead. Oh dear. You like that? You like that? Up top. Up top. Come on, come on. But I can't take this character seriously whatsoever. Not only does he look hilarious, but whenever he has this symbolic scene, I'm still laughing. Nope, still funny. And how can we take him seriously when he's drinking from a fucking lake like a dog? Even worse when he drinks from Belle's hands, but at least it can't get any more creepy.
Cela ne vous répugne pas de me donner à boire.
Non, la bête. Cela me plaît.
Okay. As long as there's no gay characters, we'll be fine. Oh, come on! How is this scary? It's hilarious! Apparently, to nail the art of fear, you have to do an impression of my girlfriend first thing in the morning.
Maintenant, il me donne quelquefois l'envie d'éclater de rire.
I'm glad you agree. And somehow, actress Greta Garbo at the premiere found the Beast so convincing and so appealing when he transformed at the end, she actually screamed out, "Give me back my Beast." I want the guy who kidnapped and psychologically destroyed that poor woman, forcing her to marry him against her will. I miss that guy, he was lovely. To be fair, we get great imagery of him holding a body, but then we get this. away from me! What the hell am I watching? He even storms out and tells her to never look in his eyes. Wouldn't that make you want to look in his eyes more? Surely if you didn't want someone to do something, you just wouldn't mention it at all. Yeah, I should mention, there's no subtlety whatsoever anywhere in this film. He quickly asks her to marry him, which he declines, but very quickly she starts to feel for him, and there's little to no transition. And even when he transforms, he's played by the same guy who played Avenant, the friend zone dude from the start. That's fine, but they upright mention it just in case people didn't get it. But even if they did, what does it mean? What does it have to do with anything? What, she was destined to marry the nice guy all along? But she didn't, because he was the beast and not that guy. And they acknowledge that he's the beast and not the same guy. So she didn't even marry the nice guy in the end. Stop promoting a message that you're not saying! How even when she's falling for him, you know, in this story that's entire moral is that beauty is on the inside and that's what matters, she still calls him an ugly monster. The fuck is wrong with you whore? You love him and you still find him to be an ugly beast? You've missed the entire point of this whole fucking story. Right, in the animated version, I know people make the jokes, but not once did I ever feel like the beast was Edward Cullen. Yes, he captured her and was a douchebag, but over time they gained feelings with time. I know technically in the film's universe it was only a day or so until the beast started gaining feelings for Belle, but it was pretty much established that he was a reclusive hermit, so obviously he'd get attached quicker. Belle's feelings didn't happen until over the winter, over a season. They shared many scenes together, allowing time for the characters to grow, which they did.
Je connais votre âme.
Yeah, no you don't. Here, she literally shows up, gets captured, next scene he proposes. Then they have a walk or two and suddenly she feels for him for no reason. Here, he proposes quickly because he's using her to escape the curse and that's it. In the animated one, he never did that. He never manipulated her. He knew it would be possible to break the curse, but he didn't use Belle to do so. It just naturally happened. In this one, he even blackmails her and offers to let her go see her father if she marries him. This version's message is fucked up.
Qu'avez-vous? Mon père est à la mort.
He's being forced to watch this movie.
Et cette bête parle le langage des hommes.
Oui, Avenant. Elle parle comme vous et moi.
He speaks like you and I. Terrible grammar.
Viens, Adélaïde, allons nous vêtir. De quoi aurions-nous l'air?
Try looking like a decent movie.
Et si je ne rentrais pas, elle en mourrait de douleur.
Vous l'aimez?
Acting? Alright, to be fair, the acting is one thing I'll credit the film for. Oh, except for that and Belle's fainting.
Regarde-toi, tu es verte.
That'd be really cool if the film wasn't in black and white. Firstly, you didn't need to shoot the movie in black and white. Secondly, if you really wanted to, you didn't have to have her be green. Have her covered in warts or something. This was pointless. And the most insulting part of it all is that the villagers go to kill the beast, and we don't even see it. No, Belle just shows up and he's injured. What the hell happened? Did the swan kill him? I had to look it up to see what's going on. And apparently no, they didn't attack him. He was dying from a broken heart because Belle didn't return when she said she would. Wow. Like, this is a film that tries so desperately to be dark and edgy, and they literally have a character die from a broken heart. Like, even kids' movies would cringe at that. But my problem is then, what happened to the villagers? They said they were going to kill the beast, and then they just decided not to? What, they just went home to watch Coronation Street instead? And this emotional moment between them means nothing. There's no transition, there's no emotional connection between the two, so why should I feel sad? He's dying, and I don't give a shit. Oh, and the great transformation...
Tu me lâcheras quand je te le dirai.
Où est la bête?
La bête n'est plus. C'était moi, Belle.
Wow. That just sums up this entire movie. Just, wow. Where do I start? I mean, it makes no sense. Why does him turning into a beast make the beast turn into a brother's friend who isn't really her brother's friend, who then just hilariously rolls over and is like, hello, I'm the beast, what's up, hip hip? And then they fly off because the beast can fly now, I guess? The film shows some great filmmaking techniques, so despite how bad a movie I believe it is, if you're into this art, I'd recommend checking it out and paying attention to the style, and it does have one really tremendous line.
Et bon. Mais je suis un monstre.
y a bien des hommes qui sont plus monstrueux que vous et qui le cachent.
But other than that, just stick to the much better versions of the story, because this one is a pain to sit through. No one sucks dicks like this film, makes no sense like this film. This movie is menstruating.